Borno State in the last few years under the leadership of Governor Gana Zulum had witnessed a tremendous landmark development in the issue of Borno State. The executive chairman of Borno State Internal Revenue Service, Professor Ibrahim Bello, while interacting with the journalists, threw more light on the activities of the agency under the able leadership of Governor Gana Zulum in his effort to better the life of common people on the street.
I must start by commending the effort of my predecessor, who had actually done, wonderful things in terms of restoring the functionality of this organization. I must confess also that I met a lot of the structures on ground, only that upon the coming in of every king, there is always, some changes that are likely to come by. My target upon coming to assumption, in July last year, that's 2023, was on leakage of revenue, which I must say honestly, with satisfaction, that so far I have been able to block so many things to the extent that it is now reflected in our, revenue at the moment. Because ever since this period of my assumption of duty, the revenue profile of the state has been on the rise.
On the related development, according to the executive chairman, the activities of his agency have been reduced drastically with the good initiative of the governor through the rehabilitation and resettlement of repentant Boko Haram that are causing problems to the people of the state.
Determination of the person in position of leadership, Professor Gana Zulum, when he came up with the idea of amnesty or pardon for Boko Haram members, I was there. That was the first day ever he suggested that. A lot of people, including some from the ulamas, and people whose families were killed, those whose properties were destroyed during the insurgency, they were saying it's impossible. How can we pardon these people? It's not possible. This idea was conceived by him single-handedly. And it had never happened in the history of the world, anywhere in the world, that an insurgency that has taken the spect of that of Borno is resolved in 10 years. It had never happened. So in our case, it's not even 10 years, it's the 6 or 7 years ago, part of which is his predecessor's time, where the actual thing started. But the pardon itself was initiated and started by Professor Gana Zulum. And people just had to give up. We were convincing them. I was among the team that was going out to bush to take Boko Haram that surrendered. I was in the camp during their rehabilitation. I was there when they were being reintegrated back to the community. We go there to give them money. State government was allocating a huge sum of money for the security issue. In fact, Boko Haram were inviting their colleagues. We interacted with them. We played football with them. We played games. We take their children as if they are our own. We intermingle with them. And this made them to call all those ones out in the bush. Come, there is nothing after all. The peak of our success came from the very day we graduated the first set. We gave them money, 100,000 to every married person. 30,000 to every woman, because the Boko Harams have many wives normally. They have 4 wives, so most of them have 4 wives. You will give 30 times 4 is 120, plus the 100,000 he gets is about 220. We give him a bag of rice, a bag of maize, a gallon, a 25-liter gallon of oil, and then invited all the local government chairmen to come and take their work. And we made the locality conducive for them by campaigning, by enlightening the local community to accept them. They were given certificates of having surrendered and being pardoned to go back to the community with. All these things were non-existent anywhere in the world. This is a model created in Borno, and out of the wisdom God Almighty has granted Professor Gana Zulum. We thank God for having him. Honestly, I envy the Professor Gana Zulum for Nigeria. If we can have leaders with foresight and sacrifice, wallahi, Nigeria will have changed for the better. We wish Nigeria well. We hope one day God Almighty will deliver our dreams as a country.